Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live. It is me, Joey P. Joe P's up here. With me, of course, is the Welsh, and it's all of you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, here on our Twitch, twitch.tv/fantasypros. That's the place to be, and subscribe there so you get rid of those nasty Twitch commercials, and you can be with us every single Monday through Friday, noon Eastern, live, and of course, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel, Fantasy Pros MLB. Subscribe there as well. Drop your comments, and you might just win yourself something cool. An old school Cecil Fielder Big Daddy Cecil, number 45, autograph from pristineauction.com. Subscribe, ring the bell till it goes ding, comment, like the stream, do all that stuff, and you might win this bad boy. Welsh, great to see you, my friend. It's a salty Tuesday. I'm salty. I'm dragging people on the Twitter machine because I give zero you-know-whats anymore. I'm not having it. Just not having it. I voted today. We had gubernatorial.
Give it to those candidates.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to them candidates. I'm exercising my duty as an American today. I'm out there voting in those voting streets. What did you do this morning when you got up?
Nothing. I screwed up a time of a show, and now I'm all mad about it, and I'm salty, and I'm trying to figure out, is it Cecil or Cecil? You keep going between them, and I can't figure out which fielder it is.
I think
I've always said Cecil.
I think it is Cecil. I like to say Cecil because I'm from New York, and it just sounds like, I think that's the neat. Every now and then you get a New Yorkism out of me, and Cecil would be one of those.
Yeah. Well, it looks like a Cecil, but I've always known it as a Cecil. So now
it is a Cecil.
I'm trying to be mad over here, but then I'm like, Cecil. I can't figure out which one's going on here. So now you got me more mad now, Joe.
Good. I like angry Welsh.
Angry Welsh is dangerous.
Salty Joe, angry Welsh. What could go wrong today? Let's start at the top here. Roman Anthony made his debut, 0 for 4 with an RBI on Monday. My goodness, the coverage of this game, which was a pretty fun baseball game, but Welsh, the constant. I almost felt bad for Roman Anthony at times in this game, where I was like, all right, can we give the kid a break? Can we not video him like walking up and down the dugout, or going in the locker room to go take a dump? I was like, hey, leave the kid alone a little bit. It was a little much.
It was like Taylor Swift at a Chiefs game. They just kept going over. They're like, how is Roman Anthony doing? Is he okay? Is he still here? The 100%. But that's the time of year. There is that window. It's really like June through July, where they're just trying to grasp at things. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Hype up anything for baseball. They're just like top prospects up, and you go. But it is also funny, very funny, because we were just doing the whole East Coast bias thing, because I screwed up the time, that you have Caglione didn't get the same pub that Roman Anthony did. Kansas City versus Boston, a definite different feel team-wise, all of that stuff. Just ridiculous how much more pub he got, Roman Anthony did, than Jack Caglione.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, it's the Boston Red Sox. This has been the guy, and they've been hyping him forever. So I get it. It's cool. You know what's not cool, Welsh? And I kind of wanted to start the show with this, but then we got off on a tangent. I'm getting a little annoyed about all of the constant umpiring softness that's going on. Like, these umpires are getting real soft. Like, just because you don't like a guy making a comment about your call does not mean you have to throw him out immediately of game. Nobody comes to see the umpires. Let a guy yell and scream at you and then go walk to the dugout. Who cares? This whole thing, you're somehow special, even though you're going to get replaced by the robots next year in some ways. I don't know if they're salty about it, but it feels like ever since that announcement officially, over the weekend, there were so many ejections. You know what I'm talking about. There's a couple big ones where what's going on here? And then a couple last night too. What's going on here? Umpires, why are you so soft? Don't throw Manny Machado out of a game. Don't throw this guy out of a game. I've had it. I would actually let him yell and scream.
Letting them do that is better for your job. Knowing that you're an ump that can take a little bit back after you make horrific call. At the end of the day, it's just this is going to become one of those what's wrong with modern day kids? There is no accountability. There is no accountability in that world of umpiring, and it's very, very, very few do you ever hear an ump just acknowledge oh yeah, that was my bad. You got the makeup calls and stuff, but the zones have gotten weird. There's more pressure. It seems like they've gotten worse than ever, and there's just no true accountability to and what I mean when I say that, by the way, accountability can be let the player have their moment. Obviously if they're in the wrong, okay, they're in the wrong, but they're arguing and screaming at you because of how bad of a call it is. And percentages are working in favor of the players right now. Accountability would just be letting them have a moment. Don't let them board. But then it's like you have no moments, and then the dudes lose their minds. Absolutely lose their minds.
That's it.
Real housewives of bad calls at home plate.
Look, again, let them vent, let them have their moment, yell and scream, and then go back to the dugout. Don't, just stop throwing these players out. And it's annoying as a fantasy manager. I'm starting to get annoyed. Like, stop doing this. You're taking at bats away from my players. I'm gonna lose my mind here. All right, Chris Sale, I'm losing my mind over. 11 strikeouts yesterday, 1 run over 7 innings. All right, got some stats. I got some nuggets. You ready for the nuggets? Here we go.
Give some nugs.
Sale has 3 10 strikeout games this season. It's the first time he's reached 11 this season. He was 0-2 to start the year, a 6.17 ERA. In his last 5 starts here, over his first 5 starts, Sale is 4-2 with a 1.41 ERA, 75 strikeouts, 18 walks over his last 57 innings in his last 9 starts. That is dominant. Nobody's going to remember those first couple starts that were rocky in April. Nobody's going to remember it. He right now is plus 1,500 for Cy Young. I threw a 10 spot on it this morning just to see. Like, hey, $10, whatever, makes me 150. That's a good bet. This is a guy capable of winning the Cy Young. Zach Wheeler hasn't blown my mind. Paul Skeens can't buy a W. And I'm looking at this going, why not Chris Sale again? Why not? And you know what? He's got the Rockies later this week. And guess what? That number after that Rockies start ain't going to be 1,500 anymore, Welsh.
It's a pretty good bet. One of the reasons that works against it, he already has more losses than he did last year. He only had 3 losses. The Braves have struggled.
I know.
If they could pick it up, and it's like, what does he have? Let's call it 20 more starts.
But hold on a second. Hold on. Skeens is the guy at the top of the board who can't buy a win. You want to talk about struggling teams? Nobody cares. So if nobody cares and all things are equal, Paul Skeens eventually, who's going to have more wins, Chris Sale or Paul Skeens? My money's on Chris Sale at the end.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, I think what goes in a lot of people's minds is like Sale's struggly first half, but if he's done half of his starts, here's the only problem. Like Skeens, and I think it would be difficult, and that's why a guy like Wheeler could be good, is if he only has 4 wins and he has, let's say, 15 more starts. He had 29 starts last year. That would be 15 more he could get to this season. You got to win 10 of those to get to 14, but outside, and that's still not even, he had 18 wins last year. The things that do work in his favor, there's a lot of similarities to last year. He's got a similar-ish ERA, similar-ish expected ERA. Things are up a little bit, giving up a little bit more barrel, walking a little bit more. But again, as the season goes on, and if he keeps on to this, it's actually not the worst bet, but it just, buying back on Chris Sale early in the year, hopefully people did. But yeah, in that betting market, I'm not against it. There's just a lot of guys. There's a lot of these guys. No clear winner, and there's just a lot of dudes that I think are viable for it. Yamamoto, you didn't even mention Yamamoto, and he's on the Dodgers. He could end up being the one with the most wins, and that might be the differentiating factor, are wins and how good your team is. He's got a 2.2 ERA with 6 wins right now. So I would say he might, the longevity of the season, if this continues, he might be the front runner. If he gets to 15, 16 wins and keeps an under 2.5 ERA, he might be the dude in the NL.
Paul Skeens is minus 185. Yamamoto's plus 500. Wheeler's plus 1,000. Chris Sale's plus 1,500. My point about Sale, too, is after this Colorado start, that number is not going to be plus 1,500 on Chris Sale. He's going to have another double-digit strikeout game there, probably, most likely. And then all of a sudden, we start to roll. Then if Skeens gets another no decision or, God forbid, doesn't pitch well, this market's going to develop quickly. And Welsh knows this is where I make the cake every single year is in this market. I know when to pounce on these things, when it's going to make money, and then when I can cash out of them. This is the time to make money. Just like the Jack Caglione plus 3,500. I'm like, put a 10 spot on it. By the time he got caught up with the weekend, it was plus 850. It's just, there's going to be spots where you can get these cash out options where things get a little tighter. We'll see. But I think now is a good time to do that if you're in that market. Ronald Acuna also for the Braves yesterday, 5th home run, walked twice. He's been great. The big story yesterday was the Eury Perez return. Now, if you look at the line, you kind of go, that wasn't great against the Pirates. But I think we got to look a little deeper than that. Because when he started, he retired 6 of the first 7 batters he faced was terrific. He looked really sharp. And then he showed that, he's not quite up to stamina-wise as things went on a little bit. He had given up. Andrew McCutchen had a run-scoring single. Then Brian Reynolds cleared the bases with a triple. So that was the big kind of knife in the heart in that game. He threw 70 pitches. But the other good news, Welsh, takeaway from the start, 98.5 miles an hour. That was the average of the fastball. That is excellent news if you have Eury Perez shares. That's probably the most important number, I would argue, from yesterday.
Yeah, and that's up a mile per hour
Right.
from 2023. So that's like the really big positive. Yeah, I think this might have been like a safety start. One of those things where you're playing it really safe because his pitch mix was super weird. He was heavier fastball than he was in 2023, 50% fastball. Slider was his second most used pitch, but that was down almost 10%. And then he added in a sinker this year. He didn't throw a sinker in 2023. What that ended up doing is that made him not throw a changeup almost whatsoever, and his curveball usage was down a tiny bit. Why these things are important? Sinkers are not traditionally like strikeout pitches. They're going to be set up for like ground balls. Maybe you're throwing it to, I guess it would be a left-hander, something like that. So it'd be really interesting to watch like what happens with the strikeout numbers because you're going to need that curveball. That changeup had a 46% whiff rate last season, and he just scrapped that. So we're just going to have to see. He induced a lot of weak contact. I was just looking at this. My eyes were popping. If anybody was watching and looking at me, when you look at the box score, he gave up 2 hard hit balls through 70 pitches, 3 innings. And, that's not too bad. But Jason Junko came in, pitched 4 innings after him, gave up 13 hard hit balls. It was just like all these little fire emojis. It was just so many hard hit balls. So he induced some weak contact. His fastball looks as powerful as ever. I think there's a lot of encouraging things here. They did only let him go 70, so this is that really slow ramp up process.
Yeah,
so probably a little bit worse.
I was hoping for 85. Like that's what I was being,
And this is a little bit worse than we
too.
thought. Like we were kind of talking like, if you could go 5, give up 1 or 2 earned runs, go like 80 pitches. Like he just got kind of stuck into innings. So I want to monitor how the pitch mix and usage kind of ends up working. But the fastball's up. That slider looks good. He needs one other secondary to really take over besides the sinker. But I think for all intents and purposes, like you should be pretty happy about that one.
Here you go. Chief Nakahoma, rest of season, Strider or Perez? Who would you rather have, Welshie?
I'm gonna say Strider.
Strider too.
But
let's just say it. 1, 2, 3 Strider.
I'm not sure how confident I feel about this. I need like 2 or 3 more starts with Strider to see like, is this velo thing gonna keep going? He threw the second worst fastball velocity wise of his career. And the note I saw was the slowest fastball he ever threw was because he slipped. And then his last start, he threw the second slowest fastball. So not only has the stuff of it not been good, but the velo's down. It's just, I don't love it.
Shout out to the Beast Node, first time chatter here. We love seeing the first time people here on the channel. If you got some questions too, you could drop them in later in the show. We'll try to get to a couple tomorrow on YouTube on Wednesday, 4:00 Eastern. Joe Rico and this Joe are going to take your questions. Welsh has a day off. He's got a dentist appointment, I believe.
Well, I didn't have the day off, but I think I might also be off leading off tomorrow too because of my scheduling snafu. But yes, I do have a dentist.
Oh, no. Oh, who will tune in tomorrow? Who will be with the Welsh and Joe?
It'll be the Joe and Joe show all day long. You get lots of Joe and Joes.
But also, sidebar note too. Denzel Clarke, what a catch. Can we just say that? That was
so they had
timer right there.
Like there's a lot of like verbose conversation around it. It was incredible. And I think he missed an opportunity. If you didn't see, so Denzel Clarke times jumps up, comes over the wall, catches it, goes on his back. The opportunity he missed, he should have fallen over because I think it's into the water or something. That would have been everywhere for all time. I'm just saying, little missed opportunity.
Maybe
but
he's
then
not
it was like
swimmer. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like to swim. I don't know.
So I don't know. So
I wouldn't want to get wet if I was playing. If I was a baseball player in my full uniform, the last thing I want to do is fall into a pool. I can tell you that.
Well, I don't know. To your point, if you saw Josh Naylor last night walked off for the Diamondbacks after they, I mean, I don't know if you have this in here. You might. I haven't looked, but last night. Bad news, by the way, could be for Justin Martinez. Justin Martinez.
Oh, it's in there. It's in there.
Okay.
Nice to know that you look at the show sheet that
I just didn't see that.
Slave over every morning for an hour.
They blow the crap out of the game, go into extra innings. Josh Naylor walked off with a grand slam, and then Perdomo came over, dumped him with water, and kept doing it. I've never seen someone more not into it and unhappy. Did not look like he enjoys his teammates.
Was it like the Adrian Beltre head tap where people used to tap his head?
Josh Naylor did not look, not even like jokingly upset, looked genuinely upset. But what I wanted to ask you real quick was, in the catch world, like where do you think that lands on? I know it's a big how many catches come to mind?
The Jim Edmonds one going backwards is
the
still,
diving backwards.
The diving backwards one is the one that, because I just, the perspective of that, it's one thing to climb the wall. It's another thing. The Gary Matthews Jr. catch when he was with the Texas Rangers, when he climbed up the wall and went way over. The ND Chavez catch against the Cardinals in the playoffs. That's one of the all-time great catches. Because that's also, again, to me, sometimes it matters too, like, what's the circumstance? Like, that was a catch that saved that game temporarily before the Mets
circumstance choked. Also, like, you remember that
was an incredible catch. But I think the Edmonds ones, the Edmonds catch is so stunning because I don't think people realize how difficult it is to do what he did. It's one thing to track a ball, go up a wall, catch it, and time it. It's another thing to run straight backwards and catch it like you're catching a football. That's nuts. Like, that is nuts.
Okay, so then how about of this year? Because you also had that Varsho one where he fell down and he caught it.
The Clarke one's better, I think.
Okay, I kind of think.
What does the chat say? Put it to the chat. Huck Finn 14. Thanks for resubbing here with Pram. We appreciate you. What's the best catch of the year? Is it Denzel Clarke? Is it a different one? Is it Varsho? Let us know.
You know what one comes to my mind too is one of the best, and I think you absolutely nailed it, by the way. Circumstance is important. I think of that Adam Jones catch in the WBC. That it's just incredible picture. It's just like, I don't know. That was one that came to my mind.
See,
but for this
the Bo Jackson one, but the Bo Jackson one isn't the catch. It's what he does after the catch, which is run up the wall in Yankee Stadium and then back down it. Because he's running so fast, that's the only way to slow down is to run up a wall and back down it. Like it was nothing. Like it was just Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson is the most incredible athlete I have ever seen, probably will ever seen. Any of us who got the privilege to watch him play any sport, my God, Bo Jackson was special. Like that was the arm, the power, the strength, the determination, everything off the charts. Let's get to transactions. Nick Kurtz got activated. Yay, that's good. Rookie Lookie, Ian Seymour, who we just talked about yesterday, well, allowed 1 run, a 0 earned, though, over 2 innings on Monday, and got his first win in relief. Ooh. Congratulations on your Major League debut, Ian Seymour. We love that. We love to see it. Also, fun fact here, I was talking about the Pirates before, Welsh. The Pirates are undefeated since the Steelers signed Aaron Rodgers over the weekend. So I don't know if you want to take anything out of that.
I don't, but yeah, I know Aaron Rodgers.
Send that to Bogman. You should send that to Bogman. I think you like that.
Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler.
Oh, God. Trying to think of other great catches though. Which one comes to your mind first? What's someone's great catch?
Well, you kind of like sparked them. The first was Jim Edmonds was like the number one when I think of like really great catches that come to mind. Adam Jones in the WBC came to my mind. When you said the Indy Chavez, I remember the Indy Chavez one being like really awesome.
It was unbelievable because of the moment, because that's the ball game there, and he goes up and his arm goes all the way. Like his arm is so deep over the wall to bring that back, and the timing of that jump, and he had such long arms too, so it was just the incredible extension and timing and everything, only to have Carlos Beltran, that bum, strike out looking to Adam Wainwright. Oh God, just swing the bat. It's 3-2, bases loaded, swing the bat. I'm still bitter about that. It's like 2005.
Someday you'll get over it.
Or 2006. I'm still bitter about it. 2006. I'm so bitter I can't even remember what year it was. 3 up and 3 down. Alejandro Kirk, 4 for 5 with a homer, 2 doubles for him. Jose Berrios didn't get a lot of strikeouts, but 6 2/3 of shutout baseball against the Cardinals. Jake Mangum, 4 for 6 with 2 ribbies. The downs, though, Pete Fairbanks gave up 2 runs, hitting a third in that Red Sox game. Blew a save. Brayan Bello in that same game, charged with 4 runs in that one. And Rhys Hoskins, let's talk about it, Welsh. We said he's a streaky player. We put him on the trade video a couple weeks ago. We said, trade Rhys Hoskins. I hope you listened. This was, I think, 3 weeks ago. Rhys Hoskins struck out all 4 times yesterday against the Braves. Was Chris Sale, but whatever. He's also 4 for 26 with no extra base hits this month. And his OPS has fallen from 849 to 789 in that span. Your thoughts on the Rhys Hoskins implosion? We kind of saw it coming, Welsh.
Well, I mean, I'd say you, not me. Like I like you wanted to sell him up. But yeah, I know, but we both agreed that he's streaky, but we took different paths. You were the one that wanted to sell off. I haven't really wanted to. I'll be honest with you. I still don't think I like really want, like, I'm okay if someone wants to buy him, but why would someone want to buy him for a decent price when he's performing bad in June? He hit 300 in April. He hit 270 in May, which is still encouraging. His strikeout rate is still lower. What I really love is he's hitting solidly against both righties and lefties, even in some of these early struggles that are going on. But he is streaky. Like, it's the thing that we kept talking about. If you can't stomach it, but first base is weird. You said it on the show yesterday. You're like, well, like who else is there out there as you're losing first baseman and you're losing corner infielders? I still think Hoskins is like, okay, he's still hitting 261, even though he's, absolutely abysmal this month. But I haven't been the sell-off one. You look right now because he's definitely like,
and I would
in it,
buy
but I
right
think he'll
now,
turn it around
because he will turn it around.
Yeah.
This is the Rhys Hoskins experience where it goes. We talked about the Berrios experience. SCP-5. This is the Hoskins experience. He will have a red hot week or two and then be stone cold silent. And you just have to either, again, season-long roto, you just sit and hope that at the end of the year everything is fine. But you also have the option of benching him in the meantime, playing a guy like Nick Kurtz if you have him on your roster or somebody like that until he gets right. Or if you're in these situations where, now you're looking for a bat, right? Like, now's the time to buy Hoskins. When he goes in one of these 4 for 26 stretches, because that's as good as he looks sometimes, as bad as he looks others. He's never going to be what you want him to be, which is a guy that you look up and you go, what a great overall season he had. There's always something where like, man, it's a little disappointing. Why was it a little disappointing? Oh, I know why. Because there's 2 or 3 stretches in the year where he just goes ice cold.
Yeah, if you just come to terms with like if he can be a 250 hitter, like there's going to be ups and downs. So if he's hitting 300, 270, you're going to come back down to earth. And I think it just balances like that. By the way, one other just extra down I want to throw in here because you don't have it on here is I believe Ryan Helsley blew his 3rd save. So straight save. So Ryan Helsley might be in some
he's not losing the
trouble.
job. That's why I didn't put it in there because like he ain't losing that gig. Like he's just not. They're still. They
need to trade him if they're not going to compete. But
they
3
are
straight
competing.
blown saves. I know.
They are competing.
I don't know.
They're competing and they have no alternative. I thought about putting it in there, but again,
they're not going to be competing if he keeps staying in the closer role right now. He can't do it.
Fair.
He's the Rhys Hoskins of June for saves.
So I can't read this and see you do it at the same time, but I would love for you today. I think it will put you in a chipper mood. I want you to act out to the best of your abilities this Kaisertrex read.
What makes you think when I'm in a mood, I want to act out your Kaiser? That's going to put me in a better mood.
Because I know inside you're already smiling.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if you can do it. Your kids have all those acting classes they've done over the years. I'm hoping you picked up something from that at some point. So, all right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Coming down to 3, 2, and 1. You train hard. You show up. But lately, something feels off. Fatigue lingers. Recovery takes longer, and your performance isn't where it used to be. These might be the signs of low testosterone, a condition affecting about 30% of adult men in America. Kaisertrex is an FDA-approved testosterone replacement therapy designed for you. That's right, you. It's not an injection. It's not a gel. It's a twice-daily pill that fits seamlessly into your active lifestyle, helping restore your testosterone to optimal levels. Do you know your T-score? Do you? Do you? Well, get tested right now by visiting Kaisertrex.com/testing kit. That's KYZATREX.com/testing kit. That's right, I spelled it out for you because I know you're not very bright. By prescription only, Kaisertrex is a controlled substance that can be a target of abuse. Kaisertrex is not for use for pregnant women. Are you pregnant? I hope not. And of course, you shouldn't use it if you have prostate or breast cancer. Safety and efficacy in those under 18 is not known, but we don't have to worry about that with you because you're way older than 18. You're twice as old as 18 and pushing more. Tell your doctor if you have any medical conditions or medications, and serious side effects could include increased blood pressure, worsening prostate symptoms, increased risk of prostate cancer, blood clots in the legs or lungs, decreased sperm count, yikes, liver problems, enlarged or painful breasts, breathing problems while you sleep. Common side effects do include swelling of the ankles, feet, or body, increased red blood cell count, and increase in prostate-specific antigen or PSA levels. PSA is a test used to detect prostate cancer. Report these symptoms to your doctor immediately. Call your doctor to learn more about Kaisertrex. For questions or more information, visit Kaisertrex.com or call 1-833-949-5040. I'm going to watch that back because I didn't get to see any of the things you did. Now. Worst mood? You look like you're smiling.
It's not going to help. It's not going to.
Guys, doesn't
like
he
an
look... They say
More
I'm like the
usual.
Micro Machine guy.
I loved Micro Machines when I grew up. Who's the Micro Machine guy?
John Machida. Useless information for 1,000. That's the name of the guy. Don't remember the guy in the commercial? Micro Machines. He used to talk really fast.
I don't at all, but I remember Micro Machines. I love them.
How do you remember Micro Machines, but not the commercials? I'm like, you know what? You are a little.
I was like, hey, Mom, before I get the Micro Machines, could you break down who this was who did the voice, please?
No, but like, you know the commercial. Do you not know the commercial?
I don't remember the commercial. I remember Micro Machines. No.
Yes, the fact that I know his name so quick is impressive and sad. I don't know why it's stuck in my head, because I thought it was really cool that guy could talk so fast, and then I figured out who he was.
No. Mom, before I play with my Ninja Turtles, could you please break down who created Ninja Turtles? Who also produced the commercial and then did the voiceover?
He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers. By the time Ninja Turtles were a thing, I was a teenager already, and that was it.
Yeah, but you're much older than me. Yeah, exactly. Because I was like, I loved Micro Machines, Ninja Turtles, and then like X-Men figure. Like that was my thing. I wasn't really a G.I. Joe or He-Man, anything like that.
Well, He-Man when I was very young.
You got a long history. You really love your toys to just like be almost naked with just a little bit of shorts. You like your He-Man. You like your wrestling. That's how you like your toy. I know. Yeah, you like big, throbbing muscles.
Clearly, I have a type. Yeah. All right, let's go to the injuries. Bryce Miller back on the IL. So there you go. Logan Evans is going to come back 3-1 with a 2.83 ERA in 6 starts. So look, Logan Evans has been okay. He's not going to light up the radar gun or the stat log, but ERA's been pretty good and he's pitched okay. What do you think about
against the Diamondbacks, though?
Well, is that good or bad?
Yeah, good point. Probably not great. Probably not good.
I am happy about Corbin Carroll, though. He did hit a home run for me yesterday.
You did get a bomb.
I did get a bomb from him. Ryan Weathers goes on the IL with a left lat strain, so that was fun while it lasted. Was that like 3 starts?
I thought it was his head. He got the catcher threw it at his head, and he got
that I saw too. But that's called a bad day at the office. So he got a brain aneurysm. In case you missed that, I think it was Ramirez, wasn't it, who threw the ball back? He was throwing the ball to second base, and it hit so Weathers hard too. No, he was throwing down to second.
I know,
and it wasn't just like he just threw it down to second, and it hit Weathers square in the head, and it was just awful. And then
what was so sad about it was like, there's something to me. If you ever see someone get hurt, but then they're like in a it'd be like if I got hurt right now, like a really good mood. Weathers like was walking off. He threw it. He had that swagger. Like he's like, I threw my pitch, and he just for whatever reason walked that way. He just like almost like Ric Flair. He's like, woo, and then just bam right in the head and fell over. And you were just like, oh, he was so happy like 2 seconds ago, and then he just got bang by Ramirez. It was brutal. I thought that's what it was though. So
I don't think he had the last stream because of that. Did he?
I don't know. Like I think he
I just saw that clip on the internet, and then I saw the Weathers news. I didn't connect anything necessarily, so I don't know. Okay, maybe I doubt that's the case. I'm sure it's something else. But the worst part is it goes right to the 60-day. You know he's done. Like
they didn't even wait. They didn't even.
They went right to the 60. So that means all of June, all of July into August. Maybe comes back and make a couple starts in September. Maybe. So Justin Martinez exited yesterday with right elbow tightness. The question is, can the Diamondbacks get a 2-for-1 special in the Tommy John surgeries, Welsh?
Elbow soreness, not good. He had to come out, and then it was Jeff Bingham who immediately blew the game. This isn't great at all. His velo went down. He's already missed some time. I think this could be another devastating injury for the Diamondbacks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just keep getting kicked in the nuts over and over again. All right, the Dodger boys, the boys in blue, Blake Snell, scheduled for a bullpen session today. So is Tyler Glasnow. So we'll get you information on that tomorrow. Emmett Sheehan. I tried to stash him in my home league, but somebody beat me to it. Targeting 4 innings in his next minor league rehab start for AAA. So that's an interesting one. Michael King, who's been out with a shoulder issue, remains shut down. So it's a nerve issue in his shoulder. They're still gathering medical information on it. That doesn't sound very good. If you have Michael King, I think it's time to panic here.
Call a doctor. Why do you not? They don't know anything. They're just like, yeah, we're not really sure. Like
we don't even know what's going on here.
You should probably know. It would help.
I don't really know. I'm not really sure. I'm not really a doctor.
I'm very concerned about that with Michael King because it's one of those where it feels like they're just waiting for him to wake up and feel good. Like you don't have any type of like process going to like an infrared sauna or something, like figure something out. Like they don't know what's going on. And I would be very concerned as a fantasy owner because you have absolutely no timetable because this could be worse. What if it never gets better? I don't know what to do.
I think this is very bad. Very bad. I'm just telling you right now. The fact that there is no plan, the fact that there's no information, the fact that it's not like, oh, I feel really good. Let's get like none of that. There's whenever there's radio silence, it's bad, typically. So, just saying.
I just don't think there's going to be any future prognosticating of it. It's going to be like one day they're going to be like, yeah, he's feeling good now, and now he's going to throw a session, he's going to go out, and that's going to be it. Like, we're not going to have a ramp up of like, all right, here is the timetable. This is how it's going to work. They're just going to be like, nope, he's good now. Now we'll start the rehab process.
Speaking of rehab, Max Scherzer is going to make a rehab assignment on Friday, or so he says. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully he'll buy everybody snacks like he always does, and an iPod or something. Shota Imanaga is rehab getting moved up. And Welsh, that brings us to today's best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh. Yesterday, obviously, did not do well with the Marlins bet, so I got to bounce back here. The other ones are okay. But let's go with Tampa on the money line. Pepio against Lucas Giolito, who has been an absolute gas can. Pepio has been pretty solid. So I know his numbers against the Red Sox historically haven't been great, but Pepio has been really good over the last 6 starts or so. I think he can get a quality start, get them to the W. I have faith. -116 is that money line right now. Also, give me Cincinnati on the money line, too. The whole Terry Francona returning to Cleveland storyline was fun yesterday. I want to double down on it. I think the Reds are starting to click a little bit, find something here. Abbott on the mound, too, against Ciccone. I like Abbott in this one. You're getting plus money, too, plus 100. So I like that one. And give me the Yankees to dominate the Royals in the money line with Max Fried. -1.5 on the run line. I'll take that at -125. That's the best way to make money on the Yankees today against Noah Cameron on the other side for the Kansas City Royals. So, Welsh, where are you going for your bets for today?
But right before I do, you just blew past it. I just wanted to mention, not only did Shota's throwing session, rehab, whatever, got moved up, he pitched yesterday. That's what was meant to be talked about. I just want to point out he went 2 innings, struck out 4, gave up no hits, but he threw yesterday. It was supposed to be today. That moves up the timeline, and it was a really good outing for everybody if you care about Shota. All right, my best bets of the day. Let's go with the Houston Astros. We're going with a run line -1.5. 2 reasons we like it. We like going up against the White Sox really at any time. That's going to be the big happy place. But also Lance McCullers. Lance McCullers has been pretty dang good. High strikeouts. I think he's going to maintain this offense. I think the Astros offense, even though Shane Smith has had a really good 2.45 ERA, they're going to get to him. Astros win by 2 runs, and that's plus money. We're going to go with our next bet, Tampa Bay. First 5 money line is the play here. So if they're, no runs at the end of 5 or whatever, we're going to push. This is purely going against Lucas Giolito. Lucas Giolito has been absolutely atrocious. He's got an over almost 6.5 ERA. It's an over 6 ERA. Pepio's around 3 right now. Through the first 5, even though this is in Boston, I have no trust in Lucas Giolito. So I think Tampa Bay can get some runs scored in there and Pepio can hold them down. And then finally, we're going to go Washington and Mets. We're going to go under 3.5 runs through the first 5. The usual is 4.5. The total run line is 7.5. You've got Griffin Canning and Mackenzie Gore on the bump. It's plus money because I think 4 is that nice, easy, great number. But I think both of these guys are going to shut down. Mackenzie Gore has just been an absolute monster all season in the strikeout market. I think Griffin Canning has been really great as well. I think these guys are going to hold it down through the first 5. So we're going under 3.5 innings for plus money. And those 3 are my bets of the day.
For the record, I think Welsh's approach to the Giolito Pepio game is the right one. That's better than mine. Straight up on the money line, take the first 5. Don't let the bullpen screw you in the back end there. And of course, take every other opportunity you can over at FantasyPros as well, because if you have $5 over on FanDuel, guess what? You can win $250 in bonus bets if your first bet hits at fantasypros.com/leadingoff, and download the Betting Pros app. Use the promo code leadingoff to get 7-day free trial of the premium tools. Again, the promo code is leading off. You get the prop bet cheat sheet, same game parlay tool, the Betting Pro systems, all that jazz. Tools are amazing. The premium tools are even more amazing, and we want you to have an amazing day. So download the Betting Pros app today. Let's look at the home run board, see where we're at right now. Wonky Penguin still holding true at 21. 30 for George. Finally got there. I am at... Where am I?
You're at 18 and I'm at 19. Because you got one yesterday with Corbin Carroll. So Cattell did not hit one. So yeah, I'm at 19. You're at 18. Dang.
2 more. 2 more for me. The question is, can I get it? The Sammy Sosa jersey up for grabs. You can go call a home run yourself on our Discord, fantasypros.com/chat. That's the place to be. The jerseys from pristineauction.com. I am going with Junior Caminero against Lucas Giolito today. Caminero's having a renaissance. Let's go in that little ballpark. Come on, let's go. Give me Junior Caminero to go yad today in Boston. How about you there, Welsh? Where are you going for your home run call?
Let's go Schwarber Fest. I don't feel like we've had Schwarber Fest lock in June.
He's been terrible in June, and no Harper on the, right now in that lineup. A little hurting.
We'll see. Colin Ray, 3.5 ERA. He's given up some homers. Let's hope Kyle Schwarber is supporting Mick Abel today, and we have a little bit of Schwarber Fest fun. So that's going to be my home run call to see. Really, my next challenge. This is my only challenge left. See if I can get back on the board. I'm not going to win. Not going to hold it. I want to see if I can get back on that board. And one good day, because that's the challenge.
Legally, I don't think we're allowed to win. I don't want to make you upset, but
yes, we can. I'm taking that jersey and I'm holding it hostage if I win. You were going to break the bat last year. You were going to break Vlad's bat for whatever
I was just
reason.
being a heel. I was looking back at the Fantasy Pros consensus rankings for pitchers going into the year. It's fun when you look back at it now, what a disaster it is. So Skubal, Skeens, Wheeler, okay, at the top. Gilbert hurt. Crochet, Sale, okay, fine. Reagan's, been a spotty season for him with health. Corbin Burns out for the year. Dylan Cease has underperformed. Blake's now out. Yamamoto's been good. Valdez has been good. Michael King, he's on the IL. I don't know if we're going to see him again. Ohtani hasn't thrown a pitch yet. DeGrom has been pretty good for the most part. Pablo Lopez is out for 2 months. Imanaga is still on the IL. Logan Webb has been great. Glass now gone. Still, Aaron Nola gone. Still, Bryce Miller gone. Spencer Schwellenbach. It's kind of crazy just to go through these. Tanner Bybee's been disappointing. Max
what are you
Fried
saying?
24.
Spinning early pitchers is not a great
thing if only a show was screaming that from the rooftops over and over again, but it's not. Max Fried at 24, great return on investment. Castillo, more on him with the trade show. We're recording that after the show. Freddie Peralta, 26, he's been solid. Spencer Strider still figuring it out. Ober, Ryan, Hunter Green back on the IL, and then at 31 was Hunter Brown. The 31st pitcher, right ahead of Zach Gallen.
Shout out to Wonky. Wonky loved Hunter Brown.
As did I. Her and I, very, very pro. In the Black Book, I was very pro Hunter Brown on there. But it's just crazy. And then you get Gallen, Sasaki, Justin Steele. What a disaster. Oh, my God. Guys, stop drafting pitchers early. It's just no bueno. It's not good. All right, we're going to head out. We got more videos to record. Keep an eye out for the trade video, buy and sell, coming at you later today. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on for the Welsh. I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.
Peace out.
Go ahead, sing the turtle song. I know you want to. That'll make you feel better.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, turtles with a half shell. Turtle power.
Well done.
It's pretty good.
Well done. See, now you're smiling.
I actually am.